Hey everybody, this is Mace1370 for another video draft of Return to Ravnica in an 8-4 queue. Looking at this pack, there's a bunch of pretty good cards that stand out to me. Deadbridge Goliath is a rare, it's a strong 4-4 or 5-5 for 4 mana. The scavenge cost at 6 is not unreasonable. Selesnya Charm is also very good. It's green-white, so you're kind of committing to multiple colors by taking it. But it's a great card in Selesnya, which is a very strong guild. I think here the pick is Stab Wound. It's a great piece of removal. It keeps us pretty open. You can splash it. Slime Molding is a decent card, but I think I value Stab Wound over it. Dead Reveler also good, but again, Stab Wound's better. Eye in the Skies and Towering Injure are also good cards, but they're just not up to the power level of Stab Wound. I think it's between the Charm, Stab Wound, and the Goliath, with Stab Wound being the best of the three for us to take and pick one. So for pick 2, okay, let's see what we have. Not a great black card that we can take. Golgari Decoy, I guess, is good in Golgari decks. I haven't been that impressed with it. I don't know. It feels kind of like a bad strategy to sit there and clog up the board and then play Decoy and hope they don't do anything about it. So I think for us the pick is probably Splatter Thug. He goes well in red-black in Rakdos. He's basically the premium 3-drop, him and Dead Reveler. There's really no good black card for us to take here. Perilous Shadow's okay, but it's easy to pick those up as you go. Rakdos Shred Freak is just nowhere near as good as Splatter Thug. Eye in the Sky, it's a decent card, but it's not worth just randomly taking at this point. Same thing with Dramatic Rescue. Centaur's Herald is good. If I had taken the Selesnya Charm, I probably would have taken the Herald here. Okay, let's see. So, not seeing really any good Rakdos in this pack. Ogre Jailbreaker is okay, I guess. I think we're probably just going to end up taking Void Wielder, to be honest. It's probably the strongest card in the pack. My reasoning for doing that, Splatter Thug, he works well in Rakdos, but he also works well in Izzet. Void Wielder is great in Izzet. And I don't really know what deck we're going to end up in yet. There's not a good Rakdos card really just to slam here. Jailbreaker's okay, but we don't know for certain that Rakdos will be open later, so just blindly going into Rakdos at this point I don't think will serve us well. I think we just take the Void Wielder and see what the next packs will show. And try to stay open. I don't like taking 3 cards of different colors right off the bat. It's definitely awkward. Okay, so here's another pack where, again, there's not a strong direction pushing us one way or the other. After our first 2 picks, I wanted to go Rakdos or Izzet. To that end, Rakdos Shred Freak is okay. I guess, he's like a dude in Izzet, but I'm just not super excited about taking him. Gutter Snipe, I don't have a lot of experience with. I can't imagine he would be too super exciting. Maybe he's the pick here just as a dude. Maybe we could also take Axebane Guardian. It's probably the strongest card in the pack. He would help us splash, so maybe that's the right choice. I don't know, this is tough. I don't want to just instantly go into some 5-color nonsense, so I think I'm going to change my mind and just go with the Gutter Snipe. That could be wrong. Alright, so for this pack, we have some options. We could take a Guildgate. It would, help us splash the Splatter or the Stab Wound. If we end up in Izzet or something, we could take a Dagger Dome Imp. That's much better in Golgari, and it doesn't really look like we're going to be in Golgari. So I think the Guildgate here is correct. Not super excited about the Crocodile or the Treasure Find. Slum Reaper is, I think, mediocre. In my opinion, it's kind of a win more card. You know, if you curve out and drop something on turns 2 and 3, and maybe they miss a drop and only put something down on their turn 3, and you're on the play and you drop Slum Reaper, then it's, you know, I guess okay. You know, or if they even miss something and don't drop anything until like turn 4. Either way. Okay. So looking at this pack, there's not a lot of like super exciting stuff for us. I think it's between Deviant Glee and Explosive Impact. Haven't really seen a good reason to go Is It yet. Like, we have the Void Wielder, but I'm not sold on it. So then the question comes, do we want Deviant Glee or do we want Explosive Impact? I don't know how aggressive we're going to be, so I'm not sure how much I should value the Deviant Glee. It's usually pretty easy if you're in Rakdos to pick up, you know, like Grim Roustabouts and stuff like that. But I think, you know, probably taking the Explosive Impact is the best choice. And speaking of Is It, we have a Pursuit of Flight and a Goblin Electromancer. So that's definitely something to consider. I don't think we want to take the Zenikiv Locust. It's a little clunky. Taking the Explosive Impact is probably more defensible there, just because we don't really know if we're going to be playing solid black yet. We haven't seen much black. So here I think it's between the Goblin Electromancer and the Pursuit of Flight. I guess we'll take... This is tough. I guess we'll take the Electromancer. We'd probably prefer that. No, we'll take the Pursuit of Flight. I don't know. I think that's very close there. If we end up in blue, or if we end up splashing blue, or just even, you know, playing one Guildgate, you can still play this just in red by itself, is my line of thought. And right now it looks like we are in red, but we don't really know like what our second color is going to be. You know, we could end up in Is It, and this card is great. We could have been in Rakdos, and then it's still like okay. It's not amazing. For this pack, I think we just take the Cobble Brute. I don't really want to take a Locust or a Keyrune here. And yeah, I'm a little kind of unsure about what our secondary color will be. But Dead Reveler tabling, or is this the table? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dead Reveler being here makes me want to consider Rakdos more. It's possible that it wasn't opened as much, and Dead Reveler is a great 3-drop. Really happy to have it. I think it's definitely worth taking over the Izzet Keyrune or the Essence Backlash. So for this pack, we could take a Rakdos Shred Freak, or we could take a Perilous Shadow. You know, the Shred Freak is okay. There was another one which might table, so maybe we just take the Perilous Shadow here. Nothing super exciting. You could take Batterhorn, you know, for the sideboard, but to be honest, I've taken it for the sideboard. I've never actually put it in, and I never have problems like just picking up a bunch of these anyways as like last picks. So I'm going to take the Chemist's Trick just in case we end up in Izzet. Same reasoning for the downsize. And I guess we take the Drain Pipe Vermin, although it's not very exciting. So I guess the other Shred Freak just was taken. It's a weird card to give someone last pick. That card's a perfectly fine sideboard card. So right now, I think we're leaning towards Rakdos, but we could switch to Izzet if we want to. Interesting. Chaos Imps, strong card. Stab Wound also very good. This card, you know, can end games pretty quickly, but you know, you don't like having a lot of expensive drops in Rakdos. So the question is this worth taking over, you know, like a Stab Wound here? You know, I would imagine it probably is. I don't know how aggressive we're going to get. We have 2 good 3-drops, but really no good 2-drops yet. So we might end up in more of a removal-heavy Rakdos deck. I'm not sure. So I think the pick here is Chaos Imps. We definitely know we're in red, and it's you know, it's a really strong card. So here we pick either Gorehouse Chainwalker or Deviant Glee. We opened a Deviant Glee in the last pack, so this one may wheel or the other one may wheel. I think we want the 2-drop here. Yeah, and we're leaning more towards Rakdos at this point, I think. We just haven't seen strong blue to really push us the other way. and it didn't look like black was super open in the last pack, but I mean, yeah, black. It didn't look like black was super open in the last pack, but at least we got some late stuff. For this pack, I think we just slammed the stab wound. There's really nothing else competing with it, so that's a pretty easy pick, and happy to see that so late. Here we just take the Annihilating Fire, also not hard. I hope some of these Grim Roustabouts and Deviant Glee's table, that would be pretty sweet if we get those back on the wheel. All right, not a lot for us here, unfortunately. I mean, we're pretty much not blue at this point. We've taken, I think, enough black stuff to move us away from that. If we get some Izzet Guildgates, I mean, maybe we could play the Void Wielder. That just seems kind of poor to me. So probably not playing him, probably not taking this Void Wielder either. I guess we just take Golgari Longlegs here. It's a black card. We could take the Skullrend. I think Skullrend is, it's like a sideboard card that you really don't side in very often at all. So I guess we just take the Longlegs. Okay, that's another Annihilating Fire. I'm pretty happy to get that this late in the draft. An Assassin's Strike is a card I valued much higher in the beginning of the draft, but now, I just don't think it's as good as cards like this. Tempo's pretty important. We have like all 3 drops right now, but hopefully some of those early roustabouts that were open make it around to us. If we're not a decent amount of black, I'm not sure if we'll be able to play the Perilous Shadow. Jeez, what is wrong with people? Like, I'm excited to get this late. Like, it's pretty absurd. We're almost like mono red at this point, splashing black for stab wound. Trader's Instinct is a good card I wouldn't mind picking up this draft. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Another Pursuit of Flight. The question is, do we take this over the Shred Freak? I really do not care for Shred Freak, I'll be honest. I'm just not a big fan. That said, we only have 8 creatures so far, so maybe we have to take it. And if we get Izzet Guildgates, I'd love to put them in just to be able to like activate the Pursuit of Flight kind of randomly. But I guess we'll take the Dork just to fill out our low curve better. Okay, well, 1 Deviant Glee came back, so that's nice. Hopefully we get some of those roustabouts. A lot of Electromancers going around. But for us, I guess we'll just take the Rakdos Ringleader. We're not really going to play it, though, to be honest. And here I think we'll just take the Dynacharge, and again, probably not end up playing it. Take the Spawn of Urksmatty. It's better than Golgari Longlegs. Take a foil land. The Bellows Lizard. So neither of the Grim Roustabouts tabled. I don't think black is open. Just by getting those late stab wounds. There's probably just another good black card of the pack or something. So it's still not inconceivable to me that we could end up in blue somehow. I mean, like, the only black cards we have that we like really want to play are these 2 stab wounds. We have the Pursuit of Flight. Maybe I should have grabbed the Goblin Electromancers there just on the off chance that we end up in blue, but we have a pretty large amount of removal. Gutter Snipe is actually looking like it might make the cut just because we have a decent amount of spells. Actually, now that I look at it, a lot of our removal is just like enchantments or not really relevant. I don't know, we'll see. This pack is taking a while to load. Okay, this is a very top-heavy Rakdos deck. I think we just take the Carnival Hellsteed here. Never actually looked at the picture before. It has 2 heads. It's pretty trippy. It's like 2 horses stuck together. I wonder if they are Siamese twins that then died and went to hell and came back as a undead horse, or Hellsteed, I should say. Yeah, I mean, I guess we just take this. I'm not super excited about playing 3/6 drops. I guess that's maybe a reason to not take the Explosive Impact earlier, but You know, this card's pretty tough to deal with. Just first strike, haste, and unleash. Like, you can definitely take the game away if you can get it down. And we have so much removal, you know, it's likely we'll get there. Okay. This pack is essentially a total dud for us. There's really nothing here I want. Interesting. So at this point, I don't know where the direction of this draft will go. There's really nothing here. I don't. Taking the Skullrender or Batterhorn just seems poor. Like, I'm likely not going to play either of them. On the off chance I get some blue, I'll just take the Inaction Injunction. I don't think I'll play it though. Oh, well, that's a Rick's Money Guildmage. Happy to get that. Although there's also a Splatter Thug in the pack, which is just heartbreaking. These had just, you know, staggered themselves out a little bit better. It's kind of funny when you think about it. Like, the last pack, there's nothing there, and I think to myself, well, this is a bad pack for us, but whatever, like, that happens. And then you get this pack, and this pack causes me more emotional trauma because I'm passing, you know, a couple cards that I would really like to put in my deck. But when you look at it objectively, you're getting like one of the best cards you can, you know, for Rakdos there. Anyways. Alright. Options, we could take Electrickery for the sideboard, kind of man that. We could take a Niv Magus Elemental. Does not seem ideal. I think the pack here is this Izzet Guildgate. It could be the Ogre Jailbreaker, just to get our creature count up a bit. I kind of like the idea of taking this Guildgate here, though, because it lets us activate Pursuit of Flight, possibly. So yeah, I think I take the Guildgate. You know, and having one Ogre Jailbreaker and one Guildgate isn't good enough. I feel like, especially if you're a more aggressive type of Rakdos deck, or just, sorry, an aggressive deck in general, you need more than like one Guildgate before you can start, you know, making the Jailbreakers playable. That doesn't mean you always have to wait for the Guildgates before you pick them, but whatever. Here's another good pack for us. We have an Augur Spree, and we have the Key Rune. There is a strong argument to be made for this Key Rune because we have two very strong 6-drops, and this Key Rune helps get us there. But I mean, Augur Spree is Augur Spree. It's just a really solid card. It's great removal, so I think we just take that. It's interesting to me that the Grim Roustabouts didn't table last pack. I guess maybe people are just counter drafting them or something. There could also be a Golgari player trying to get a little defensive. So here we could take a second Pursuit of Flight. We could take another Rakdos Shred Free, Kabushino Racketeer. None of these options are super appealing. The Shred Freak, I'm not a big fan of. He gets in like once, maybe twice, and then after that he just doesn't do anything. I almost want to say he's better in Izzet, despite being harder to cast, just because he gets in for some, and then later on when you throw down a Teleportal, he gets in for more. Could take a Racketeer. I guess we'd probably just take the Pursuit of Flight. We only have 12 creatures though, and that seems kind of like a low amount. And we only have the one Izzet Guildgate, so maybe we just take the Shred Freak. I feel like I've gone back and forth on a lot of these picks. You know, I guess we'll just take the Shred Freak. He's not great, but it is what it is. Okay, fine. I guess we'll take a full playset of Annihilating Fires. Alright, and here we can either take an Ash Zealot or a Dead Reveler. I think Dead Reveler is better. Well, I mean, actually, Ash Zealot does have First Strike, so that does make it pretty strong with our Deviant Glee and the Pursuit of Flight. This is a tough pick. I think in a vacuum, Dead Reveler is just better, but we're almost, you know, pure red at this point, and we don't have any good 2-drops really. We have like 1, 2, I guess. So I think actually for curve purposes, since our 3 slot is so clogged, I think we have to take the Zealot. Nothing really here for us. I guess we'll just take the Mind Rot and probably not play it. Take a Skull Rend and probably not play it. Oh, they took the Grim Roustabout out of that pack. Unfortunate. Well, this is an interesting deck. I mean, red was clearly open. Black, not so much, but I think we got enough. I've never had 4 Annihilating Fires, an Augur Spree, and 2 Stab Wounds in a deck before. I feel like this is the type of deck where we literally just blow everything up. Gutter Snipe will actually probably get played here just because we have 3 Annihilating Fires, or 4 Annihilating Fires. Alright, probably not playing the Bellows Lizard though. Okay. Do we probably play the Cobble Root? We're probably playing 1 Deviant Gleam, 1 Pursuit of Flight. We might play the second Deviant Gleam, we'll see. And I think I might even have to play the Perilous Shadow just for another creature. But I'm not super thrilled about that. Okay. So we need 3 more cards. We could use some more creatures. Putting that in, and likely this. I really wish I had gotten some creatures that actually synergize with these enchantments more. I don't want to just put in the 3rd enchantment. I would like to play another creature. I guess we'll just put in the Spawn of Rixmati since it's a 5-drop. And we don't have anything in the fly slot right now. It works well with Deviant Glee. I mean, like an 8, what is that? An 8/5 is pretty big, and they can get trample. It can run over things. So I guess this will do it. You could make an argument for Electrickery. I think in some decks when you get a huge amount of removal, even cards like Electrickery become more playable because you can use your Annihilating Fires and everything to just wipe out everything, and then if they have a 2/1, you can just use Electrickery on that. So you're literally just 1-for-1ing away all their creatures. And then if your creatures are not susceptible to their removal, they're just kind of stuck. But I don't think we need to worry about that right now. So yeah, I guess this is the deck. Put in both of our guild gates, and let's see what it suggests. 6/9. That's probably okay. That's 11. 11 and 7, basically. I think that's good. All right. I will go ahead and submit this, and then see you guys for.